HERSHI stands for High Efficiency Rapid Set Housing International. And
so Rod, we need to tell them what you've done before, though, because honey, you've been on here before and you've shared a lot. So I kind of want people to remember what you've. Plus, you shaved your head, so they may not recognize you. So what have you? Let's remind them.
Well, we've always been keenly interested and focused on disaster response. So we worked really hard for Haiti, and had several proposals to the White House, FEMA, et cetera, for that.
Well, let's remind them you brought the core.
Yeah, the core, which over the past several years actually was a concept, that we kept pushing. Yeah, it's a vision. And we have now taken a quantum leap as far as that goes, because the vision has become reality.
Right.
And then we're now in full production, building units, sending them to North Dakota. We built a unit for Japan. And not quite in time. We barely missed the window for the Japan disaster, but in time to assist with the rebuilding of Japan.
So you've introduced it to them, so now it's out there. They have something to work with.
Right.
Which we had here. You were doing that, if I recall, when I was talking to you. This started back with Katrina.
Yes, it started in Katrina, yeah.
That's how much you've been dedicated to this, that I know.
Yeah, that's the last 6 years, but it's been 18 years in total development.
Right.
And then, 6 years since Katrina, and of course Haiti 2 years ago. This year, as of actually about a month ago, we filed our patent.
Right on.
And
so
we're really we're happy about that. So, and these are my business partners. Joe Peavy, he's an architect. He's been with me. Joe's been with me for about 3 years, and just recently met Dennis Skinner, who's the president of HERSHI. And again, HERSHI stands for High Efficiency Rapid Set Housing International. So what that means is, and the last time I was on your show, we were talking about little ways that you could increase the energy efficiency in your home inexpensively and on a low budget. Well, what we're doing with HERSHI is we're taking new homes and building them in a way that are efficient right out of the box, so that they're zero energy homes. What you might spend in a year, what you would normally spend in a month on electricity or power.
Okay, and this is, you're introducing this in catastrophe areas.
That's the big deal. That's one of my heart cries, is to use it that way.
So we want to show this, and then you're going to explain, and doesn't Dennis have a little Japan story for us when we're done?
Yeah, because what we did, well, like I said, we missed the opportunity to get into the immediate response to Japan for the tsunami, but we were able to get to build a unit, and we filmed it and did a time lapse of it and sent Dennis over to a trade show at Tokyo to show this time lapse over. We couldn't take
should he tell it after, or what do you want to do?
No, go ahead and roll it, and we'll just walk right into it and explain what's going on. So basically, what we did was, the idea of this home is it's a totally off the grid solar home that ships over in a shipping container. And what you're seeing right now is us building this home, and we built this home out of a shipping container in 12 hours. So the entire home was built in 12 hours.
That's what we just saw?
Yes.
Yeah. You guys did that pretty quick there.
Well, that was a part of it.
The core is going up right now. It's just.
Yeah, and so the core was used. What we did was we took this building core that had all the utilities in it, meaning the plumbing, the electric, and the solar controllers, connectors, and we put the foundation in, rolled the core in, and built the house around it. So then we made this film and sent Dennis over to show it in Japan. So
Dennis, tell us your little story. What kind of fun time did you have there?
Well, Sheila, I went to Japan to do two things: introduce HERSHI over there, and hopefully be able to provide emergency housing to Japan. But I went over 2 different trips right after the disaster, when we knew we were too late to be able to respond. And then a second trip within 30 days after that. And when I presented the bonsai to the Japanese people, they just fell in love with it. But everywhere I went, it was no, no, no. And it was after about 4 or 5 days at the trade show, finally the head of the Department of Commerce for Japan came up to me and asked me, how much is this unit? Does it include solar panels? And he just kept asking over, and he goes, I'm going to show you how to get through all the red tape so that the people in Japan can have this house. And he did.
Really?
It was fabulous. So shortly after that, in the same week, I was introduced to a gentleman by Mr. Totani. Took me to downtown Tokyo and explained to me how to help the people in northern Japan after the disaster. And believe me, we will go back and we will be able to help the Japanese. We're going to bring technology to them, our housing, and we're going to do this to the state level in the near future. So yeah, be exciting. We'll keep you informed on how that progresses.
Now, real quick, for anyone that might be saying, okay, so how can this help us here in our country when we're having things going on? So what do we have here going on besides in Japan, which you boys are working on
that's a
for
good
us?
point.
Well, a disaster is a disaster. It
Right,
doesn't matter
right,
where it
doesn't
happens.
matter.
All the elements are usually the same. You've lost your home,
Have
families,
people in
whatnot.
Congress, do you, because
So-
I know, Rod, you're working on this. Do we have people here locally working with you, helping you get this out?
Yeah, we do. We've even
Is that
got
something
a.
we can talk about? Or
Oh no, no, absolutely. We've got, in fact, we've got a FEMA consultant now that works with us. That's already this guiding us down those paths. So this home that we built here, in 12 hours, we could take to another Katrina and set this up. But instead of being like a FEMA trailer and with all the problems that they had and no return after the disaster is over, these homes can stay in place. They're
How
so
can we
efficient.
help you guys here? What is it you
So-
can get out there that if someone's watching or whoever's watching right now, what could you guys, you or Dennis, what do you want to say that might help, or someone that could, maybe even connect more here? Is there anything we need to know?
Yeah, I think what we can let you know is these homes are built to a LEED Gold standard, and they're very efficient. We use solar panels to heat them. They're completely off the grid if we want to. They're incredible. I mean, these can be used for FEMA in all 10 regions, and Rod and I are actively pursuing that
Here, right?
in the United States.
So
Correct.
United States
Right.
is acting on it. We are recognizing what you have. It isn't just.
No.
We're getting there. I mean, it's still a struggle, but
What's the struggle? I mean, I think maybe the average person waking up every day needs to hear little things like this, because even though you see it on the news, quite honestly, you guys, you get up, everybody gets so busy in their lives, they forget that there's a little boy or a little girl sitting there with no water or hungry or can't bathe themselves or brush their little teeth. And we don't think about it because it's like we just saw a little TV show or something, you know? And that's why I'm asking, because we do have catastrophes here in our country, and we do have things like that in Japan, and it does need to be acted on. And I am very honored to know you guys and know you're out there doing this, because it shows us that people are doing something.